YouTube, how are you now? So I've been somewhat keeping up with the leaks for Battlefield 6, and it looks pretty good so far from what I've seen. Haven't been able to get into the community test program yet, so hopefully when they open that up to enough players, I can get in and check it out, see how it is, because I definitely need a new game to play for sure. It's not a whole lot going on in the first-person shooter competitive multiplayer market right now, you know? This Fragpunk seems to have fallen off a cliff. Like, peak player numbers is like 20-some thousand now, which it started out like 150,000, I think, so it's kind of hard to find servers to play on, even during peak times, and it's only a 5v5 mode, so it's not the main mode, the One Life bomb defusal round-based type. I only play the battle rotation modes. I only really like free-for-all because like the team deathmatch and kill confirm modes have way too aggressive team balancing, so if you're any decent good player at the game, you're gonna get stuck with the losing team. Your entire team will go negative while you go barely positive and you still lose, so not very enjoyable with the aggressive team balancing, but definitely need a new game to play. It's Battlefield 1, it's still fun, but there's just not enough players on PC. Unless you're playing like during peak times, it's going to be hard to find a server, and even then it's hard to find a server because it seems to be pretty active like in European regions, but North America, not too many servers going on. Usually can't get a very good ping, usually either Central or like East Coast, so 70, 80, 90 millisecond ping, which isn't great, but that's all you can really find, so. Still a good game to play, but just not enough players playing, you know? Same for Battlefield 5. If DICE would open up crossplay, maybe like cross-platform play with console and PC, maybe it would be more playable, but I don't think they're going to go back to the old games and do that. But, yep. And then, what other games are there, really? Call of Duty I haven't played in forever. I might check out the new Warzone, though. April 3rd, they're going back to the old map, Verdansk. OG Verdansk, and supposedly they're reverting a lot of the changes people didn't like in Warzone 2 and such. Bringing back the old ways, the original Verdansk ways. So that might be worth checking out, especially since they have a mode called Casual Battle Royale, so depending on what that means, might be enjoyable if there's like no skill-based matchmaking, or at least not super strict skill-based matchmaking like all the other modes, where it's hidden in the background and totally different player experience based on your skill level with nothing to show for it, since all you get is kills and wins, and nothing distinguishes between the easy lobbies and the hard lobbies, you know. So
We have lost objective
battle royales are meant to be random skill. So you don't know whether you're going to go against good players, bad players, everything in between. It's the whole point of Battle Royale is random, but hidden skill-based matchmaking in the background completely throws out the window, so that's why I stopped playing games like Apex Legends, PUBG. They all have skill-based matchmaking in the background, which makes Battle Royale type games in the higher skill levels a chore to play. It's not very enjoyable at all, so. Needs something, you know. Hopefully Battlefield 6 is decent, but I have a sneaking suspicion that EA DICE are going to add skill-based matchmaking to that as well. Why wouldn't they, you know? So they probably look back at the last two games, Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 5, thinking, well, we didn't have skill-based matchmaking, that's why it wasn't successful, you know? Not because of the direction we took it in or all the bugs and terrible gameplay elements, it was because we didn't have skill-based matchmaking. That's gotta be it, right guys? Right? EA DICE, man. DICE please. So yeah. Hopefully they don't add skill-based matchmaking, but I'm not gonna count it out that that's a possibility. I would think that's actually a pretty high possibility, given the way publishers and developers are trying to manipulate the experience in every way imaginable these days. Try to get engagement and optimize monetization and all that. 'Cause, I mean, they gotta make money, it's a business, but at the same time, you would think just making a good game that's fun to play, that people enjoy playing, would make you money, but what do I know, right? I'm just a casual gamer who knows nothing about nothing, so. But yeah. Looking forward to
Losing objective Edward.
Call of Duty Verdansk. Hopefully that's decent enough to hold me over, and then Battlefield 6. I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait for that.
Spotted an enemy man.
Ideally it would release like later this year, October, November timeframe, but they were saying it could be as late as spring of next year, so we'll have to see. I'd rather they take the time to make it good though, instead of releasing it early and it not being ready and people quitting the game and never coming back because of that bad first impression. You know, first impressions matter, so hopefully they take the time whatever's needed to make it good. But hopefully it's good, you know. I don't want them to take forever to make it and not be good either, so we can only hope that it's good in the long run. Yeah, I just want a good first-person shooter that's casual, fun to play either by myself or with friends of varying skill, that doesn't have super strict skill matching in the background, manipulating everything. Just want a decent experience that's fun to play, you know. But that doesn't seem to exist in the modern first-person shooter market. Hopefully that'll change. All it takes is one good game, you know? One good game who bucks the trend, who goes against the trend. If only I knew how to make games. I would make a game like that, but it could be a battle royale, could be an extraction shooter, could be a combined arms game, could be an arena shooter. Just something without super strict skill matching that's good. It's actually good, you know? X-Defiant wasn't very good. They said they didn't have super strict skill matching, but I don't think that's entirely true either. Because they had modes separately for new players and all that kind of stuff, so. But the game itself just wasn't good to begin with, so that was the main issue. It's got to be good first, but just need a good game, one good game that doesn't try to manipulate the experience, you know, just keeps it casual, keeps it fair. Fair is an even playing field for everybody, the same starting point, not different matchmaking, different lobby difficulty based on skill that you don't see because it's hidden MMR, completely hidden to protect the bad players from knowing they're bad players, you know. Makes sense since they're the majority, you know, casual players are the vast majority, average to below average skill players are the vast majority of players, so if you cater to them, likely you're catering to the vast majority of your player base, but at the same time, you don't want to completely neglect the dedicated hardcore players either, who tend to be above average or better. Those are the players who put in the ton of time. They're the players who stream and make content on the games and put in hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours. But I feel like that whole hidden MMR matchmaking, monetization, engagement optimized matchmaking is starting to finally run its course. It's finally starting to burn out those hardcore players who just kept playing, hoping things would get better, but never did. So I think they're starting to actually churn them out, you know, they're starting to lose them and they're not going to come back. I would think it's a lot harder to win back players who you've pushed away than it is to bring in new players to try out the game. They cater games to new players just to get them to play, but how long do they stay? You know? They check it out for a little bit and move on to the next game, and that's it. People who spend the time, the money usually, are the people who dedicate lots and lots of hours to improving, to mastering, that kind of stuff. But publishers, developers these days don't seem to care about those players. Hopefully that'll change, but we'll just have to see. So, like I said, holding out hope for Battlefield 6 and Verdansk, Call of Duty Warzone, but only time will tell. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but gotta have hope, you know. If you don't have hope, then what is there? There's nothing, you know. So, yeah. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything out there currently that is good first-person shooter, casual first-person shooter that's got enough players to support it. You know, it's fun to play. Combined arms, big game modes, arena shooters, extraction shooters, battle royales, anything, man. Right now, all I've been really playing is like single player Tarkov. I don't like playing against real players anymore. All the cheaters and the matchmaking, whatever else, it just makes games unenjoyable. It's Bring back the fun. Games used to be fun. Now it's all about milking customers, players for every last penny they can squeeze out of them in any way possible. It's all about engagement, you know, it's not about fun anymore. Engagement doesn't necessarily mean fun, and they're just trying to addict you with all kinds of algorithms, manipulating stuff in the background to keep you playing even if you hate the game. I mean, it works. Addiction is definitely a strong thing to keep people playing and possibly spending money even if they don't enjoy the game. But once they break that addiction, I don't think they'll ever come back. Like, I haven't played Call of Duty, this new Call of Duty, at all. I don't intend to play any of the multiplayers until they change the matchmaking, completely overhaul it. So Warzone I'll check out since it's free, and because it has the casual VR, we'll see how that is. But if it's not an actual casual matchmaking system, then I probably won't play that very much either. So games used to be fun, you know, with friends, either by myself or with friends of varying skill. Now play by yourself, it's miserable. Play with friends, it's miserable for them. They're not as good as you are. So they don't want to play with you anymore. So that whole social thing is what makes games so fun. I used to play with so many friends back in the old days of Call of Duty, and even Battlefield. Like when Battlefield 1 first came out, it was tons of friends playing Battlefield 1. But that group got smaller and smaller and smaller for whatever reason. But nobody plays together anymore, really. Just need a game to bring back all the players, you know. Bring back the group. So that's what makes games fun. The social aspect. Not having to grind your hardest, play your hardest every single match just to hope for a 50-50 win rate, 1 KD. Because the game itself is fighting against you. You gotta fight against real players and the game itself. The game itself is trying to screw you over or help you out. But you don't know which one. Because it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you, but you know, you feel it. You feel it for sure if the game is trying to screw you over in every way imaginable. It's just not enjoyable. So. But yeah, that's enough ranting for one day. Hopefully something comes out that can keep me interested, that is decent and has enough players playing to keep the game going, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.